Thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in on this early 5 a.m. stream for my time. I was just in the NASDAQ futures, couldn't sleep, so I'm going straight into the charts. Let's go. Bada bing, bada boom. And it looks like BTC did not get that push up from the 786 of the bearish trend-based fib extension level. It did get rejected here and had a solid drop through the 0.5 level down into the nether regions, into the discount regions of this upwards path, down into possibly this liquidity pool that we've seen for the past few weeks now. So let's go into these pools at the heat map of high block. What is that? That's when people leave their liquidity in the charts to be burnt to a crisp by the market maker for not using a stop loss. And we get to see where those stop losses / liquidation points are using high block capital. So consider subscribing and hitting the like button if you have not yet already as we get into it. So we talked about the pools above that were lost to father time now here on this 1 minute time frame. So let's take a look at what has spawned from the drop down below. As we always see that the 100x characters tend to be these gravitational points that they like to at least springboard back to on either side of the trade. So it looks like they've seen a drop to the downside now, 7.8 billion in short liquidity now in this ever forgetting mass of liquidity here. And if we look in this region in particular, we can see that there is a $207 million pool of short liquidity here at 26,579. So they could come back up to this guy easily without hesitation, and we've seen it happen before and we will see it happen again. So if a short is up in this region, they should consider paying themselves because they might bounce up even if they continue back further down. And the other pool to possibly take beyond that point is 27.9 in this internal liquidity zone. So if they do see a bounce just around the corner, it is Asia setting up for midweek reversal. So Tuesday, Wednesday is the play for the week, which was essentially sideways, but to the downside from false move Monday. So if we go from where we were on Monday, we just kind of went sideways. We went up to take it down. So we've essentially gone lower, making a lower low within this region since last week. So are we going to see the midweek reversal be something that bounces us out of here, or are we going to do a reversal to the downside? Wednesday sometimes complements Thursday. You can go back and check these ideas out using a indicator. Let's see if we can find it in our list. I think it's called SMT Thursday boxes. We did it once before on the stream, so let's see if we can pull it up here. If my lagging smart money Thursday box. So you see where Thursday they call it midweek reversal because you have Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday reverse, and then Friday run for profit, and then you have these kind of Thursday reversal days. If you're going up, then Thursday kind of reversed it down. Friday, in this case, run for profit over the weekend, and then Sunday dropped it. So you can use this thing called SMT Thursday and check out how Thursday plays out. So we're entering Thursday, and if we were previously dropping on Tuesday, Wednesday, does Thursday imply upside? See, here we were building up by going up into Thursday, and then we dropped it on Thursday. So if we were going sideways here, then we dropped it from the consolidation. Here we're dropping down lower. Do we see this continuation, maybe continuation and reversal within the Thursday framework? Who knows? It could be this one. You had the build up into the short, and then it continued down further. So it's just something to think about, just thinking about the days of the week alone. All right, so this is the 1 minute time frame. We have done the external time frames. We'll just go over where a few of them lie. We're not going to go through the entire spectrum today. I have to get ready for breakfast for my kids in the morning, so I will do that after I finish this here. So we'll just go to the monthly. The 7-day we already ascertained, but it could have changed. Let's see how the 7-day holds up here. How's everyone doing, by the way? Good. What's up, Brett? Hey, Dingo. How's it going? All right, so we're seeing some shorts get taken out here. There's still a few billion, 7-8 that we are looking at up here at $20 billion. And there's of course double digits down below, 12 billion here. Let's look at it in its entirety. We got 8 billion at 26, 12, nearly 13 billion, 25.9, 9 billion, 25.8, 12 billion, 25.7, and so on and so forth. Single digits below 25.6 on the monthly time frame. Everything looks more caked up above on this time frame, suggesting on the monthly you get a bounce. If we expand our vision to the 3-month, we see what's holding them up here in this range, which we've been going over here in this pool below, which they've eaten into on this trend-based bearish fib extension level that they could keep continuing down into, which is this 150 billion plus down here at 25.2. Okay, so 25.6 still has 57 billion here and 62 billion at 25.4 and 52 billion at 25.2. So this is what could be possibly holding us up here from going to the upside. If we spawn this divergence here, as we've been saying, could you see a bounce after clearing this region? Where does it start to taper? It tapers to 32 billion at 25 even and 47 billion at 25.8, and slowly, not necessarily less, but still double digits on their way down to 24.2. Now, do you see this get gobbled up completely? We have seen them come up to regions in the past and leave 35 billion on the table and even more on higher time frames and just retrace out of there. So when they get their fill and spawn the bearish divergence or the bullish divergence, they decide to reverse at that point. It doesn't mean they clear everything in a clean manner every time. They don't always clear their plates, as I said in the past. So the 3 and the 6 month do allude to downside. We did talk about the pools at 22.5. If it continues even lower than that, that's on the 6 month time frame. If you start to juxtapose and go to the higher time frame, it starts to get even Steven, although there is a rich, thick region down here of $200 billion at 22.4 and 22 even, and you only have a little bit up there at 132 at 32.4 and 100 billion 32.8, 100 billion 33.2. So the pools are getting kind of evened out here, but if you spawn some divergence off of some liquidity here, then the imbalance could right itself. On the yearly time frame, it gets sparse at 24K for whatever reason, and you have nearly 300 billion down to 24.4. Now, if you start making these lower lows, then the bearish sentiment kicks in, and do you get a more massive sell-off into these regions? That could be the case. So let's go to the monthly time frame and look at our Binance chart with our oscillators, shall we? Shout out to everyone here. All right, so we're going to throw this stuff on now. Let's throw on the heads-up display. Let's get our oscillators on. This is link in the description, momentummaster.info for more. You can toggle everything at your leisure, like so, or look at each component and read about it in its glory as we go over it here. So we were seeing reclamation of the cloud that failed to be reclaimed completely, and we saw that weird, anomaly-like behavior of the 6 hour cloud here, where it started to thin but turned purple immediately after, and we were like, that's kind of odd. So they played this kind of thin game where they came up above, stop loss hunted, and came back down below. So the cloud is still purple on the 6 month here, and you're getting oversold completely on the 6 hour time frame, where you were previously in the ambiguity space. The Williams is coming down below here. Let's start to go to the daily time frame and work our way lower. So we're starting to break the baseline idea of the bounce on the daily time frame here. If we cannot close the daily in 3 hours and 44 minutes above this baseline level of 26,398, we could be heading lower and setting up for a potential cross down on the daily time frame similar to this, which ensues with more days to the downside. So if you do not make this close at least to the 1 level and give a reclamation wick of some nature here, then you could expect more downside into these pools for Friday or beyond. Let's go into this. You're starting to get a cross down on the oscillator as well. It could meander around at the 50 level as it did here, and it did this and continued higher. So you could be doing that here on the, oops, let me close this. It's probably taking my stream data. All right, so you could, it's not really showing any bull volume stepping up to the plate here on the daily time frame. The Williams is very flat. The oscillator is getting overbought, and you're making a lower low. So that is kind of bearish right now. And then we're also getting the 3-day close in 3 hours too. So the 3-day close will reset some of this Williams, and we'll see it turn to green. And it looks like the 3-day weighted moving average is down here in this region as well. And the 5-day should have closed yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. No, it closes tomorrow. So the 5-day closes, and this will also reset some of your Williams potential on the 5-day too. So if we go down to our 12-hour time frame, we can start to see this needs to reset a little bit too, alongside the 22-hour. So the 22-hour is going to reset one of its candles soon, I believe. Let's see when that is. I think in the next hour, perhaps, hour and 42. So this will bring some of the stochastic down a little bit, and then maybe the second candle brings it down completely. You were getting this ambiguity of meandering around here, and we got a hard rejection off of the thick cloud. I was saying if you don't make a candle close above this 236 level, which is a rejection of that 786, which we did not get, then this bullish sentiment is null and void, which it was. So that bullish sentiment is now gone, and this was your 786 chance, which did not play out, and now we're seeing more downside. Okay, so we can delete that bullish idea until it starts to form a rise retrace idea from that. And if we go to the 6-hour time frame, let's see where that is. We're getting a clean rejection off the cloud. The reclamation idea here did not fall. It fell flat because of this weird anomaly here on the thing. We're at the bottom of the Keltner channels. Normally this is where you start to see some sort of bounce into the liquidity that we laid out for you here. These pools, these $207 million pools, particularly the 100x pool that we pointed out here. So this guy at 2657 could be the next target for the bounce here if we come up into these what they call fair value gaps, if you're unclear of what that is. And that's basically pinging what we're looking at on the liquidity side of things. If we go to the 4-hour time frame, sorry I skipped the 4-hour. 4-hour baseline cross down event was when you had this dump, and the 4-hour cross down does say you will ensue some more dumpage until you can round that out and cross it out similar to here. So is it over yet? Not necessarily. Even if you get a bounce up to this region, you could get rejected off of this fat boy baseline and just come even lower. So this baseline needs to round out beneath the price or the candles and get bought back up in this similar fashion, with the baseline holding beneath it and then crossing up in this manner for upside to occur. We are a ways away from doing that, so I would expect in the next 3 hours 40 minutes at the daily candle close to see some stochastic reset and bring some of this down further. But that takes time to do, so the 4-hour time frame not necessarily in the best spot, even though you have the 4-hour stochastic and the Williams and the MACD down in this domain, starting to set up and gear up for a bounce potential. If you look at the 1 hour time frame, the 1 hour is already getting that cross, which coincides with the idea of it closed back here on this candle, and this is the type of thing we like to see on Momentum Master. And you see this kind of cross up event outside the Keltner channel, and you're starting to get this potential play of the hourly time frame here, which would take you up to this kind of pool we just laid out for you at 2657. So it would take you to the 2657 region, similar to where I just put it, eyeballing it or whatever. Yeah, up to there, and maybe beyond, depending on how it reclaims. So if it reclaims and goes up to this super trend, you have these dynamic support and resistance ideas which come with the Momentum Master Suite, which if you can't break this level, then the bearish trend is still on. And so the bearish trend is on until it isn't. So if we can't get above this one level and make an inverted head and shoulders out of here, then you can expect to come down into these pools. But as of this current moment, we're starting to see the hourly bounce into the 100x pool, guys. And this is what you'd like to see on all the time frames, with all the oscillators low and getting this stacked oversold status, with the MACD, leading MACD, coming to the oversold Williams and starting to come up. You're starting to see money flow above the RSI, which is expressing a slight fatigue here, even though we were dropping lower. So the buyback is struggling to maintain this level. So this could come up to this fair value gap here, which coincides with the wick quite nicely. And that would be your little scalperoo on the hourly time frame. So that's about what I'm seeing in this immediate moment in time, leading up to the daily candle close. So does it come down to this pool? I have no idea, so I'll leave it at that and say that if you go up into the daily candle close, most likely you come up to that region and consolidate and try to induce more liquidity into the charts before it makes its decision. The 15-minute is spent, but you're starting to see the money flow come beneath the RSI and imply that you could get another push here on the stochastic RSI, and the MACD is still good to go on the 15-minute. The one thing that is not in your favor is the cloud here. It's mighty thick on this dump to the downside. So seeing this reclamation of the cloud, breaking above it and breaking this trend on the 15-minute. So far the 15-minute has had you at hello since back here on Tuesday. So once you've never made it above this super trend, so you've just been bearish since this point at the London close. So we were talking about that last live. We said if we can't get above this level, this white level, then it's basically the bullish narrative is null and void, which it was from that point, and we've just seen downside from that point. So these super trend ideas also have you at hello for when you break it. So until you can break this on the 15-minute, then the idea of a continuation inverted head and shoulders is not possible. So that's what I'm seeing for Bitcoin in a nutshell for your quick 5 a.m. update on No Sleep. So we'll catch you guys on the flip. So I gotta see what you guys are saying up there, GG's. So let's bid you adieu on that note. That's where I'm seeing it. Where does it go from for the whole 24 hours? A lot can happen before next stream, but we will go New York Open hopefully for the next stream idea. So does Thursday take you up to this point, and then you see a kind of consolidation and inverted head and shoulders out of here perhaps? That could be a possibility depending on a lot of factors, but as it stands with that higher time frame pool down below, I wouldn't hold your breath on the longs until we take out this pool, as we are just a hop, skip, and a jump away from taking it. So everything that bounces here could be to establish a short down into these regions. So once again, Thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in, and we'll do the same to bring the fire, the accuracy, the precision, and all that fun stuff in a timely manner as to not waste your time. So we will catch you on the flip side, and thank you for coming on in. Peace.